Oh.
It's not a skate video until someone breaks a board.
Did it.
It landed so solid, like it didn't even want to.
I have a special guest, actually friends of Nessa from episode 1. And this is Bianca, and she's gonna tell us about it. Hi.
Hey, I'm Bianca. I've been skateboarding for 16 years of my life, more than half my life.
Well, really, what was the thing, or what did you see? Was it somebody that, like, you're like, oh, I want to do that?
So it's pretty embarrassing. I saw L.O.W. in her skater boy videos, and I was like, I want to skateboard. And then I was in a split class, and like in a grade 7-8 split, and the grade 8s all skated, and so kind of like that one half of the grade 7s would skate with them, and that's kind of how it started, just watching the older kids skate.
Awesome. Did you find it hard to get into it? Were there times that you're like, fuck this, I don't want to do it?
I don't know. So I kind of always, like, as soon as I had a skateboard, I was just always trying to learn. It took me forever, like probably like a year to learn how to ollie. Like I wasn't watching YouTube or anything like that. I remember my sister, I have 2 older sisters, and all 3 of us got a skateboard, and they stopped. And so I had no one really to do it with, but I got their skateboards. So I had 3 like crappy Canadian Tire skateboards. And so I just like, I don't know, I rode to school every day. I was always just trying to learn. And as much as I was like sucked for a whole year, like I'm not even being an ollie, like I just wanted to learn.
It's amazing.
Oh.
Nessa actually told me too that you do BMX as well.
Yes, and so yeah, it kind of came with it, like kind of with the culture of skateboarding. BMX seemed cool too, so I got like a BMX from Walmart or something, and I used to like go to the school and like do bunny hops over the not the curbs, the speed bumps, and I just kind of, that's as far as it got. I didn't really get into it much more. And then probably in university I met a flatlander and like revisited my whole love for BMX and kind of built a new bike with a flatland frame and kind of sort of try and do things that I can't really, but it's still fun. It's like another thing to learn and kind of go a little bit faster, and you know.
It's amazing. What would you describe as the feeling, you know, of like living your life on wheels? Like what is the joy that you get from being on a skateboard or being on a bike?
For sure, I love learning everything. Like I'm jack of all trades, expert at none. I love to learn, and just there's always something new. As much as you like progress and you learn the thing you wanted to learn before, by the time you learn it, there's something else you want to learn. So just like learning new things all the time and just keeping proactive with it.
Always progressing, right? Mm-hmm. So you said it's been half of your life pretty much that you've been doing this. Why do you still do it?
It kind of became like a part of me. Like if I don't skate, I feel like crap. Like if I skate once in the week, I feel like crap at the end of the week. Probably has to do with like exercise, and I kind of feel lucky that I have something that I love that also like fills in that exercise hole, because I don't know, a lot of people complain about having to go to the gym or going for walks and stuff like that, and I'm like, I already got that covered like with my skateboarding. So it's probably why you physically feel like crap after a week of not skateboarding.
You haven't moved at all.
You haven't moved, exactly. It's just like I don't know, when I was younger, I used to call it like flying without wings, because like, I don't know, you get air and you have that like moment in the air of like weightlessness, and it just feels great.
How did you get over the fear of getting hurt, and how many injuries have you had in your career so far?
I've only broken a bone once, and that was like probably like 10 years after I started skateboarding. If ever I was afraid of falling, I would just fall. Like, so I also played ultimate frisbee, and like one of the things we did like to learn how to dive is to literally every time you caught the frisbee, you would tuck and roll and you would dive. And so just doing that, like if you're afraid of skateboarding, just get off your skateboard and tuck and roll. And you're like, that's the worst that'll happen. Like if I fall, that's how close the ground is to me. Like you kind of get like a feeling for that. So if there's anything I'm good at, it's falling, that's for sure.
I guess you had that little bonus skill of knowing how to fall.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. Now, today, what is skateboarding doing for you, and what's like the path that you would like to take it on?
So it's definitely changed from like being younger and just wanting to get sponsored, like travel the world and all that stuff, to just more like being creative and having an outlet for your creativity, like coming up with like tricks, or even like you don't need to be creative with your tricks, but just doing something you want to learn, and then like editing a video or doing something silly or anything like that. Really with like now with adult life and working and school and all that, like it's kind of just a getaway, and it's like it's the joy that you have at the end of the workday, right?
I know that from what I've seen meeting people, and you guys have a really strong community and a lot of support, and you have like friendships that you probably adore just in that getaway you get to share with other people, right? Mm-hmm. Is that like something that's important in the community, and how do you find the community?
Definitely, like when you meet any skater at the skate park, they're probably going to be very like motivating and helpful, and like in the beginning it was me who was getting help from everybody, and now I kind of am motivated to help like beginners and stuff like that. So there's definitely like a lot of motivation, a lot of people who are willing to help teach, and as long as you're willing to learn, then it's actually a very productive community. You sometimes have your like intimidating groups, but if you actually like get to know them, you have this common love of skateboarding and learning. And even if like you're just learning to ollie and these guys are like kickflip, front crook, like, you know, the down rail and stuff like that, they're still stoked just to see you learn to ollie. Like there's something about like revisiting, like remembering that struggle you once had, and then seeing somebody like overcome that, it's just like, it's rewarding in itself. So there's definitely been a lot of support in the community.
That's awesome. I find it really cool that you guys, like, you're kind of paying it forward and passing on the knowledge that somebody gave you at one point. Mm-hmm. That said, a little segue, what would be your advice for a young person, or it could be an old fart like me that wants to get into skateboarding?
Just don't be afraid. So at the skate park, everybody, it's like an individual sport, right? You're not on a team. You're not supposed to be really like talking to each other. So it might seem so intimidating that somebody's like ignoring you, or they seem like they don't care for you to be there. But really, you just have to remember that they're there to learn as well. So they're there learning, and they're probably in their own zone. And so like, don't be intimidated by people. You're not in anybody's way. You just have to kind of like analyze what's going on, see what people are doing, and then and kind of follow the flow like that. A great advice that somebody once told me is, when you get to a skate park, go up to everybody, introduce yourself. Figure out their names, they know your name, and now when you're like riding, if they see you, they'll go, "Hey Bianca, like watch out," you know what I mean? So you kind of have this like friendly communication, and now everybody is like not afraid of anybody because you all know each other. So that was like the best advice probably that I
That's pretty fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And stay tuned, motherfuckers. Bye.